Hey, what's up? It's your tech bro Cholo here, and welcome back to where we take awesome out of the box. Now today we're talking about a laptop, but not just any kind of laptop. That's because we're taking a look at the new Asus Zenbook Duo 14. Alright, so let's jump right in. First, we have the pros. It's as light as most single-screen laptops out there. It's also more powerful than last year's version. And of course, the dual screens are a boon for anyone who uses Adobe products. Next up, we have the cons. Okay, so the keyboard is a pain to type on because of its positioning. And you might also want to bring a mouse. The trackpad position is a nightmare, especially for lefties. Alright, moving on, we have the design. I'm not really sure if I like what it looks like when it's closed up. Yes, it looks cool and premium and feels premium too, just like any other Zenbook, but it doesn't look like a special laptop. Well, that is until you open it up. What's nice though is it's not thicker or heavier than regular single-screen notebooks. It's 17.3mm thick at its girthiest and 1.62 kilos in weight. Really not bad for a dual-screen laptop. I was actually expecting this thing to be much heavier than the regular notebook. Now this is where everything becomes special. We're gonna open it up. Okay, let's take a look at the keyboard. With the second display, they had to compress the keyboard down lower. So that means there's no wrist rest and no dedicated area in the middle for the touchpad. The travel of the keys was pretty good, but the spacing and the format of the keyboard itself took some getting used to. I had a very pleasant experience using this, and for the night owls out there, they're backlit, in case you're wondering. As for the trackpad though, this had a more difficult learning curve. But because it's placed all the way to the right, I'm not really sure. Okay, I'm definitely sure it's not left-hander friendly. Sorry guys. But yeah, in case you don't want to go through the trouble, you can use a secondary display as a giant touchpad if you wanted. And it's for that very reason that I recommend the mouse. We don't want the format to stagger productivity, and it's what this laptop is supposed to be all about. Moving on, we have the ports. And after having used this for a while, I don't really understand why we weren't given more ports. Yes, we have two full screens so we can do more, but more ports than what we got would have played into the selling point way better. The left side has an HDMI port and two Thunderbolt ports. The right side, we have a micro SD card reader, standard USB 3.2, and a headphone jack. So when you're charging, that leaves you with two available ports. But since I strongly recommend a mouse, that leaves you with just one. Next, we have the display, or displays for this one. We have a 14-inch touchscreen Full HD display for the main, which is Pantone validated with 100% of the sRGB color gamut, which is especially important for all the creatives out there. And of course, we have the 12.65-inch touchscreen 1920 by 515 resolution secondary display. Dubbed as the ScreenPad Plus, what's cool is the second display tilts automatically when you open it up. Not only is this convenient for viewing angles, but it also lets a little bit more air in. The second screen is very useful to drag and drop programs and helps with productivity. Plus, Asus has been working very hard with Adobe to integrate this panel into their programs like Photoshop and Lightroom. And like I mentioned earlier, you can even use it as an input device in place of the touchpad. Now for the internals, we have a choice of an i7-1165G7 or an i5-1135G7. The i5 version has Iris Xe graphics, but the version that we have is the i7 version, which comes with NVIDIA MX450 and Iris Xe. Our unit also came with 16GB of RAM, but there are other configurations as well. And topping that off is our 1TB NVMe SSD storage. It looks very good on paper, and it did not disappoint. The processor is fast enough for video and photo editing. And the graphics of the laptop give it that extra oomph and power for rendering. Though I wouldn't really recommend this for heavy gaming, though some casual CSGO and Valorant would do just fine. As you can see from the graphs that I'm showing, we have pretty much standard performance, especially considering the specs of the laptop. This is really good to see, because it means that innovations like a second screen did not stagger its ability to keep up. And last but not the least is the battery. Our usual battery tests are pretty hard on laptops, and we typically get an average of 4 hours. The Asus Zenbook Duo 14 beats that with 4 hours and 50 minutes, which is really good. I just want to add that the speakers were pretty loud even at just 50%, and both screens were on and being used at the same time as well. And we have the 7 Wh battery and really good optimization to thank for this. So there you have it. Asus is basically a pioneer. They launched the first ever 2-screen laptop back in 2019. And since then, the company has been refining the formula to offer the dual screen experience in a package that's easier to use and carry. All of this culminates with the new Zenbook Duo 14, or the UX482E. The refreshed model offers incremental improvements to the dual screen experience, though it does offer some tangible changes that make it worthy of consideration, especially if you're a massive multitasker. You can get the i5 variant with 16GB of RAM and 512GB SSD for 79,995 pesos. And you can get the i7 variant of the Asus Zenbook Duo 14 for 99,995 pesos. Don't forget to check out the review on this and many other laptops on Unbox.ph. Also, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Yup, subscribe because when we hit 250k subs, we're giving away a smartphone. So don't forget the hashtag #SubToUnbox. Also, don't forget to hit that notification icon if you want to get them updates when we drop them videos. Once again, it's your tech bro Cholo, and I'll see you guys in the next one.